Hello again, and today I will be teaching you about the most basic stuff in astrophotography, and basically stuff like how to focus, how to do it, and things like that. So anyways, I'll be going outside now and we'll talk, and if you have any questions after this video, so ask them in the comments and let's go out. Okay, so let's start with a couple of things before you start astrophotography. So first of all, you need there to be no clouds in the sky. You do not want a cloud suddenly going to your picture in the middle of a long exposure and destroying your star photo. Second, you want a moonless night. No moon, because the moon is just like light pollution, and it blots out a bunch of stars, and you do not see as much stars. Last, light pollution. So the light pollution, as you should know, is fake light made by humans, and basically why you do not want this is because same with the moon, it makes some stars disappear. You don't see as much stars, and it makes like the photo more yellow and stuff like that. So you want to get away from light pollution as much as you can. So now there are three main things in astrophotography: shutter speed, ISO, and aperture. Okay, so aperture, make it the widest you can, to let in the most light you can into the picture, and that way you see more stars and so on. There might be reasons not to open it all the way, but for sure get it down to f5.6 at the max. Okay, so next, the shutter speed. You want the shutter speed to be long, like a 10, 20, 30 second, if you have a remote, longer than that, exposure. So the sensor will catch more light, and you'll have more stars in the picture, and so on. Now, if you're in a polluted area, so you might want to make it shorter, so there won't be as much light pollution inside the photo. Now, one thing about the shutter speed is you don't want to make it too long, because then if you make it too long, so there might be trails for the stars, which is basically tails for the stars. Now, how do these tails or trails happen? It's basically the Earth always moves around itself. So it's as if the stars are moving around it, even though it's moving. And then basically while it's moving, if you're in a long exposure, it's moving while you're doing the long exposure. So then that's what makes tails. It's catching the light the whole time while Earth is turning, and then there's tails. Okay, next, ISO, you'd want it to be pretty high, but not too high, so there won't be a really grainy photo, and other things like that. Now, another thing you would want is to have a full sky around you, as in, what I'm saying is that you would want to be able to see the whole sky, and you don't want to be in between, like in a city. Of course, there's light pollution, but like in between like houses and trees where the sky is blocked by other items. You'd want to be in a place with an open sky where you can see the whole sky. Now, of course, you could get that perfectly good in high places, but if you want a foreground, as in like a floor, or like hills or something in the picture, so you might not want to go to a very high place, because in high places there's less foreground usually. So if you want foreground, then go to like a place that, of course, has you could see the sky, but not that's so like blocked by trees and things like that. Okay, so there's also the part of focusing. Now, to focus on the stars, you have to be on manual focus, as in MF. Otherwise, it won't focus. Autofocus can't focus on things so small. Stars are just like too small for it to focus, and it can't catch them. So basically, you need to have your focus on manual, and there are two ways to do it. Or that you just play around with it, like you move the focus ring a bunch of times until the stars don't look like really weird. Now, what does really weird mean? Really weird means that lets you zoom in on them and they look like big circles instead of like these nice dots. And when you have these like big circles which are like blotted and things like that, so that means the picture was not focused. So basically, the other way to do it is basically you look through your viewfinder. So with this, you could aim it at a very bright star, and then you could slowly focus it until it becomes the smallest that can, and then it means it's focused, and then you could go and take pictures of the stars. Okay, now this here was the most basic things that are in astrophotography. These were the basic things to do astrophotography. There's tons of other stuff to it, which I'll hopefully do in other videos. And I hope you like this video. Subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video. And in the next few weeks, I'm hoping to redo those 4 horrible videos that I did in the start of this channel, and make them more understandable and just better and so on. So anyways, hope to see ya. Bye.